Chelsea fans, can I ask you a question? Last season, did you ask for change in our squad? Were you one of those Chelsea fans that said, we need to get rid of these players? Some of these players are not performing. They don't want to be here. Let's get rid of them. Were you one of those Chelsea fans, or just a football fan in general watching this particular video? If you was, then you pretty much got your way with the way that Chelsea conducted their transfer business over this particular summer. Were you happy in those players leaving? And were you happy with the players that we'd signed? The point I'm trying to make in this particular video is people, Chelsea fans in general, just don't seem to be happy these days. And unfortunately, they're being supported by people on social media, posting absolute nonsense. And the complete and utter overreaction, nonsensical reaction to just 4 games into our season where, yes, disappointing results against West Ham and against Nottingham Forest. 2 teams who lined up with 2 lines of 5, everyone behind the ball, to try and make it difficult for us, and they did. We are a young squad. We've got a brand new squad, a brand new manager, new ideas, and we're trying to work hard together for it to build into something which we know it can be. What we're guilty of, and what the majority of Chelsea fans are guilty of, is judging where we are now by where we used to be, which is a mile away. And we all know that. Of course we do. A different time, a settled team, a settled squad that had 1 or 2 players that would come in and go out every single season. But the core and the nucleus of that squad was already there. Last season, at the end of last season, we called for change. You called for change. Most Chelsea fans called for change. Get rid of the dross. Get rid of the crap that don't want to be here. And we did. What the Chelsea hierarchy have done is brought in a wave of players, as we all know. But we've now got a nucleus of a squad that's going to grow together, get stronger, and become the forefront of our team over the next 5, 6, 7 years. Maybe another decade, as in the Czech, Terry, Lampard, Drogba era. The same sort of thing happening. Key players into positions that will now begin to learn what it is to be Chelsea, what it is to play at Chelsea, what's expected of Chelsea, and to grow with the manager to become an absolute force in this country again for a number of seasons to come. That doesn't happen overnight. That takes time. Now, unfortunately, Chelsea fans are in a mindset where there is no time. And all I want to do is point to a number of YouTube videos from other Chelsea channels that are out there right now, which is all doom and gloom. It's calling negativity. It's questioning in your own minds when you sit and watch all this stuff what we're doing as a football club. And there's nothing positive in any of it. This one, what's gone wrong with Chelsea? This one, a problem with Chelsea. This one, the real problem with Chelsea Football Club. This one, Todd Boehly is ruining Chelsea. Chelsea is still in crisis. Chelsea's £1 billion makeover gamble. Was Chelsea's club overhaul too aggressive? What's gone wrong at Chelsea? This Chelsea fan calls out Pochettino and says, I've got a problem with his attitude. And finally, are Chelsea in trouble again? If you're someone that follows a number of these channels on YouTube, my God, you must be depressed all day, every single day of your life right now when it comes to Chelsea and football. For God's sake, it's just football, but I get the disappointment in our performances and our results. But we've got people here talking about the owners saying they don't care about the football club. They're just in it for the money, to take out as much as they can out of the football club when they can. Why do they buy it in the first place? They don't care about the players or the manager. You've got people questioning the manager after just 4 games. He had a tactical plan in pre-season to start the new season with. What happens in the first 2 weeks? We lose Nkunku and we lose Reece James, and it changes everything. Simple. Now, what makes me laugh with all this, if Nicholas Jackson had scored that goal that he missed from close range on the weekend, it would have been a whole different story. And probably, hopefully, a different outcome to the game. Because we would have kicked on, Forest would be panicking because they've lost their lead. It could have been very, very different. What would have happened then? Would you have seen these titles on YouTube? Or would people have a different opinion? It's all well and good being reactionary. It's all well and good thinking, do you know what? I need to build my channel and be clickbaity and do stuff like that. I prefer to try and build my channel by being real, by being realistic, calling it as I see it. I look at the squad that we've got, the squad of players that we've got, and the massive potential that we've got. And I see what we can do in the future. This is a 38-game season in the Premier League. We've only played 4. And look at all this. It's an absolute joke. It really, really is. I honestly believe, and I've said it before, when Lavia's fit, he'll come in with Caicedo and Enzo as a midfield 3. We'll play 2 wingers. Cole Palmer, you've got Sterling can play out there. You've got Nkunku eventually can play out there. You've got Madueke and Mudryk. We've got more than enough cover for wingers, and we've got Nkunku, Sterling, Broya, and we've got Jackson up front for the time being. Focus will be Ivan Toney in January. We all know that. But we've got potential there. Yes, we had 20 shots on target, or 20 shots. We've only 2 on target at the weekend, and we're struggling to score goals. But it will come, bearing in mind the players that we've got at our football club and the manager. People are questioning the manager now. Why is he not changing things up? Because he's not got the players he feels comfortable with to do that. He's waiting for them to come back. I just think at the moment, the whole reaction is so far-fetched, so over the top. It's just negative, negative, negative. That's all it is. One of these creators even starts being negative, and you can see he's thinking to himself while he's doing the video, and he starts to backtrack on what he's already saying, and then he goes again the other way. It's an absolute mockery of just the video and the situation. I'm disappointed with the results against Forest and West Ham like anybody else. Of course I am. But I understand that's a bump in the road. If you're a Chelsea football fan and expect Chelsea to go undefeated the whole season, to not lose silly games, because it happens in football, then wake up. What happened to Chelsea when we tried to build under Abramovich? We had some bumps along the way. Leading up to Abramovich, he threw all the money in, but up until that point, we've been building and building. Under Abramovich, under Mourinho, we won it for 2 seasons running. What happened after that? We won the 3 trophies. What happened? Didn't win the Premier League. Turmoil. But we built and built again. It took time. And that's what this squad and this manager needs. So you can sit there as much as you want. Other creators, people on Twitter, and incite negativity. Talk about crisis. Talk about ruining Chelsea. Talk about, you know, what's going wrong with Chelsea. Talking about the fact that Pochettino's attitude's all wrong. And are we in trouble? Oh my God. Am I the only one here that thinks this? Am I the only individual that thinks this sort of stuff? Or unfortunately, am I the minority now? If I am in the minority, then God forbid, honestly, Chelsea fans don't help themselves. They really don't help themselves. Last season, called for change. Called for players to leave. Complained about the managers. Potter, Tuchel, Lampard, everyone. They've got the new manager in that everyone wanted, Pochettino, because of what he can do with his team and obviously when he blends the youth into the first team as well. We got the manager that we needed. We got someone that takes no crap because that's what we wanted. And we've now got a squad where we've got rid of those that don't want to play for us, all bar a couple of them, Aspi and Conte. The rest of them can all just go and do one. But we've got what we wanted. And it's going to take time. And what happens? You give it 4 games with 2 bumps in the road and you're already complaining. Say no more. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.